What's up, YouTube? Back here again with another video, and today we're going to take a look at another micro here, and this one is not a bind and fly or a plug and play or a pre-built. This one here is a full build that I did myself, and the subject topic matter of today's video is the Tomo Quads Sphinx Cs2. Okay, now that's the frame that I have here built up, and the cool thing about this frame is I got this thing for $29.99 off the Tomo Quads website. Shipped pretty quick, no problems there. Everything got here, and I got started with the build. Now, one of the things that kind of drew me to this frame, now a friend of mine showed me about their frame because I was kind of thinking about getting a micro frame. I wanted to build a nicer micro, and I was thinking about frames and I didn't know what to get. And he brought me over to this website here, and his stuff honestly is pretty nice. And one of the biggest things that I like about his builds is that it has parts and pieces for every little thing that you might struggle with on a micro. All right, such as like this little buzzer pod, and you also get, if you use the right VTX, you get a little thing here that goes in the back to hold a VTX 02 or 03, kind of holds it in the back, gives you a spot for the antenna and all. So, I'm a big fan of people solving problems that we have for putting things and placing things, but, we'll get into that in a second. So, I have this here built up with a Emax mini Magnum stack in there, all right? 12 amp BL Heli S ESCs, F3 flight controller, all right? We all know the mini Magnum Emax stack. Got a capacitor there, got my lead off the bottom there. So it's a standard 20 by 20 mount underneath. Pretty simple and standard there. We have, I believe it is a 3mm frame. Let's verify that, shall we? We have a 3mm bottom plate with a 2mm side plate and a 2mm, like a top plate there. Now this is pretty cool because it actually interlocks, all right? It all kind of goes together. So you got a one-piece bottom plate, all right, with your 20 by 20 stack and your 3 holes for your standoffs. The standoffs are plastic, M3 plastic, all right? I'm not the biggest fan of that, but it does keep your weight down a little bit. These two side plates do slide in. You can see here they slide in and interlock into this top plate, and then they screw in with these 3 screws, and they match up with these tabs here on the bottom. So it is pretty cool. You do get this, you can pick the color of your TPU, so you get these motor pads here. Now if you're going to use these pads, you're going to need at least a 5mm motor screw. Most of these motors come with 4mm or 3mm. But you're going to need a 5mm motor screw at least. That's what I'm using here. It seemed to work fine. So you get these TPU, little guards for the end here. You get this TPU buzzer holder, which I think was awesome. Unfortunately, the mini Magnum stack has a buzzer on the top of the board, so I didn't really need this. But this screws in with these screws right here. It kind of fits right here on the bottom. So that would go there if you were choosing to use it. Then your camera, your micro-sized camera, fits up top here. You got this little track here to kind of moving around, and these screws. Now, it kind of looked like it went down here, but it doesn't really fit back that far the way the top plate is. So I don't know, maybe there's something else that fits in there, but I kind of did it like this. And now I have the TX200 VTX. So I attached that right to the Cadix Micro Turbo S1. I believe this is the one, that's the camera I have. 1200 TV line, 4x3 camera. So for a side note, if you wanted to know if the TX200 from RunCam fits on the Cadix cameras, it sure does. The screws match up, everything is good. Everything works there. So instead of using this piece, which would have went right here, and it would have held your TX Ishin TX03, your antenna would come out right here, and it would kind of hold it down, and then you would have access to your screen right there. If you choose not to use that, you have the extra standoff that I chose to use right there. And this is kind of how I have it hooked up. My, what do you call it? My receiver, I have an XM Plus down there, and I kind of just routed it up the back and out the top there for that. So overall, the build was pretty easy. No complaints. Pretty self-explanatory and pretty straightforward. So if you're looking for a cool little micro frame, you know, this is a full 3-inch, right? 11 O size, but it's fit. You could put bigger sizes, probably 11 to 13, 14 size motors if you want. I have 11 size motors, full 3-inch frame with cool little accessories to help you. You know, it's got some standoffs here. If you know, this is a 20 by 20 little frame thing. I guess if you wanted to pack it up or whatever, so you get some little parts and pieces that I think are pretty cool if you need them. So yeah, the Tomo Quads Sphinx Cs2. You see it's cut right into there. Cs2. I imagine that's what the name was because it said Sphinx CS2. That's what it said on there. Let's see. Did I forget anything? That's pretty much it. I think it's a 130 millimeter size or so. Again, link will be in the description. Check that out. Yeah, I mean, just a super awesome light micro. Oh, let's weigh it up. Let's weigh it up. These are 1104 4,000 kV motors. They're not the motors that I'm really looking to end with. I'm having some motor issues at the moment. I've been trying to use the Sunny Skies, but man, I'm just having major problems with them. That's a story for another day. All right, all up weight 90 grams on a 3S 1104 motor build. I think that's pretty good. This is, you know, it's pretty light overall, and 4,000 kV shouldn't draw a lot of amps. And just compare it to the Baby Hawk. You know, 88 grams, so 89 grams, pretty much the same weight. And this is flying 2-inch, and this is flying 3-inch. So if I get some heavier duty motors in here, this thing is going to really zip. And so, you know, there you go. That's all I got. Check out the frame. They're really awesome. Link will be in the description. Any questions, hit me up in the description. Email's down there too if you need to ask me any questions. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.